Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're at Bachman's Pools, Spas, and Saunas, and later we'll meet with the owners, Fred and Kaya, talking energy efficiency with hot tubs and maybe some saunas too. But right now, if you've ever had a coin and you've wondered how much it's worth, our next guest might be able to help you out. This is Jason Rossi. Sorry about that. With University Coin and Jewelry. Thanks for stepping in with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, nice to meet you.
You too.
Tell us a little bit about what you do at University Coin and Jewelry.
Sure. At University Coin and Jewelry, we both buy and sell merchandise, and we deal with a lot of different categories of stuff, which keeps us busy, and it keeps us kind of multi-dimensional compared to some other stores that do the same thing we do. We deal with diamonds, coins, watches, jewelry in general. We specialize in antique and vintage jewelry, which is coming back to market, super popular in both movies, you know, as far as just the general public. They're starting to buy it more and more, and a lot of new jewelry is designed upon the designs of yesterday. So we carry all that kind of stuff. We appraise it, we value it for people, we buy it, we sell it, and we do all the above.
That is a huge range.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Yeah, that's got to be very interesting for
Keeps it fun.
you and your staff there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how long have you been involved with University Coin and Jewelry? What's your personal history there?
So I've been there for exactly 7 years this
Okay.
October. I came into management of the store 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I bought the store 6 months ago. So
Okay.
6 years ago I became manager. And I was trained under some people that were very good at what they do.
Sure.
They had been in the industry for a long time. One of my jewelers, for example, started goldsmith classes at Madison East High School when he was 16 years old. And the guy's pushing 70 years old.
Goldsmith classes.
So being able to, learn from jewelers, coin experts, just a very multi-dimensional staff when I started was great. I learned, my job on the job. And I kind of took it and ran with it. I took over the day-to-day operations about 4 or 5 years ago, and I signed up to buy the store a couple of years ago, and it all worked out about 6 months ago where I was able to purchase it, which was really fun and exciting so far.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that's such,
congratulations.
congratulations. That is such a nice transition. It's nice for you because
Absolutely.
you're familiar with the day-to-day, and it's probably really nice for the seller too to feel like he's
It is.
passing it off into
Yeah,
good hands.
I'm proud to say it's been in business for 35 years,
Wow.
and my former boss, who owned the store, passed it along to me after 35 years of him being there. And I'm really proud of how long the store's been there. It's in a great location on University Avenue in Middleton, and it's a great atmosphere. It's a great experience. All of the people that work for me are very down to earth. People from the area, and all of us are experts and are certified in one way or another at what we do.
I was just going to ask about your staff.
Sure. I have 2 gemologists who are both GIA, which is the highest credential for diamond grading that there is. They're both certified to grade diamonds for anyone. One of them writes up professional appraisals, if you like. There's myself. I deal in a little bit of everything since I'm kind of the boss and the owner. I prefer coins myself. I started with coins with my grandpa when I was 7 or 8 years old. And I also collect really rare and expensive watches, so I'm one of the few people in Wisconsin that, expertise is rare watches. So we're pretty well-faceted, multi-dimensional, as far as we have 5 people that work there that all have different career paths and different, experiences and specialties,
Yeah.
and we're proud of that, yeah.
Sounds like you're ready for another 35 years. That's the next
Hopefully
35
not
years,
that
I
long.
should say. Well, the store is, I think. at
Yes,
least,
absolutely
Yeah.
it is.
So,
yeah.
what is your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of the job is dealing with people day to day. We get to deal with neat, interesting people. We get to see neat, interesting stuff as well. And that'll probably lead into your next question is what is the neatest stuff or the coolest thing or the rarest thing that's ever come into the store.
How did you know?
Because everybody asks.
Sure.
It's a simple question. All the TV shows nowadays, you see the Pawn Star shows, you see
Yeah.
the Picker shows. And we see some cool stuff day to day because, once again, we deal in probably a dozen different categories of merchandise. The 2 coolest things I can think of just off the top of my head, we had a lady bring in a pilot's watch from World War II, which was actually worn on the German side.
Wow.
And her grandfather was in World War II, and he was at basically a POW camp where the Germans were being, maintained after the war. And he and this German had the same last name. And so as a friendly gesture, they traded each other watches.
Oh, wow.
So rather than the guy, being a jerk about it and taking the guy's watch, they shook hands with each other.
Yeah.
And, in the midst of war, I think that's a pretty cool story where they actually exchanged
Yeah.
watches. They had a very similar last name with a different slight spelling.
Yeah.
But, they became kind of instant buddies and, traded watches. So I have this really cool German watch from World War II, which was worn by a pilot.
Wow.
And it's as cool as it gets.
Wow.
The other thing I can think of would be we had a lady that had a belt, and it was the size of probably like an Aaron Rodgers belt or
Sure.
your, big
Yeah.
belt in general. It's made out of pure gold.
Wow.
And it was worth like $50,000. And that's part of an Indian wedding dress that people wear for their
No kidding.
weddings over in India.
Wow.
Wow,
So,
this is worth just
yeah.
stopping by just to look at some of this
Right?
We have
stuff.
neat stuff, yeah. All the time.
Well, Jason, we're out of time. It was so nice to meet you
Absolutely.
and,
Thanks for having me
and
once
chat
again.
with you. Jason Rossi is with University Coin and Jewelry, and we're at Bachman's Pool Spas and Saunas. We'll be right back.